the fish are, you know how to read structure, and you know how to read the river, you still have to put the right lure in front of them for them to bite. Or you have to get the right call for a coyote to come in. And even last time I went coyote hunting, I was able to see one while I was walking into my stand. And so I crawled in on him, and I was able to call him in to within 100 yards. And then he either saw my scope or my rifle barrel or saw me or smelled me. And so he busted me, is what we call it in the hunting community. And he took off running. And it's like, I just spent 45 minutes crawling on my belly through the dust and brambles and tackweeds to get into my stand, my hunting spot. And then spent another 15, 20 minutes trying to coax this coyote in just for him to catch a glint of something and be gone. So it's definitely, it's a thrill to be able to get them to come in to you and make them think that you're a prey animal or another coyote or whatever it is. But there is a big reason why people use camouflage and deer stands, and they build to where it's only a small window that they see out of so that the coyote or whatever animal you're chasing can't see you. And that's a big part of it, is being hidden, hiding from the animal, and being skilled enough to get to that hiding spot without making any noise to alert the entire 3 or 4 acre area that you're there.
Gotcha.
So it's definitely something that you have to keep honing, and almost every time you get skunked.
So the skunks, right?
Yeah, the skunks.
Well, I'm glad we talk about the skunks.
Yeah.
But one thing that I wanted to talk about was, this is like almost like a job interview for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeez.
I've hinted. Hey, you want to be
got,
part of the
interview
podcast?
master.
Well, I was already sweating, but damn.
Yeah, right. So you know me, man. I'm only gonna ask you a few professional questions.
Like the importance of tags and regulations.
Yeah. That one's like the number one. I think you know that.
That's probably the most important, is making sure you're in the right and you know where you're at.
Well, the cougar,
make sure your license is good.
The cougar, though, too, man. Like, why would people hunt that? But you know what? I heard they got some good meat. That's chicken.
That's what I've heard too.
I heard it's chicken.
Cougar tastes amazing.
I heard it's white meat, right?
I don't know.
It's chicken. I heard it's chicken.
So. I mean, all foreign meat's chicken, right?
I have a buddy that strictly will snap me and say, "Dude, this cougar is good." For real, I'm not. No, for real.
Enjoy it. Yeah, you showed me it.
Serious.
I'll definitely try anything. Like if you knew how to prepare a skunk or a raccoon, I would definitely try it.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm gonna go skunk or raccoon hunting just for the meat.
Okay. So not so much into the hunting right now, but White Pass and Bluewood this year. I'm trying to recruit you on some outings.
Right.
Because I know you're an avid snowboarder.
Yep.
And your family's a skier.
Yes, my mother-in-law skis.
Yeah.
Father-in-law doesn't ski or snowboard. But I actually grew up skiing and then learned how to snowboard. So I actually want to get back on a pair of skis this year and see if it's like riding a bike.
Okay. So what you're saying is that there is opportunities for Nick and you to go out and
100%.
hit at the breweries and
and Bluewood has a bar.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure White Pass does too.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Would you hit cross country skiing?
Yes, I would.
Wow, that was fast.
I cross country skied when I was a kid. It was one of the activities in elementary school.
No, really?
Because we had
Wyoming?
6 months of snow in Wyoming. So definitely something that we did in school. I'd be all over that.
Would you move back to Wyoming?
I would in a heartbeat.
What part?
I would move back to...
Near Salt Lake City area, Park City?
Probably like Alpine Valley.
Which is
right on the border between Idaho and Wyoming.
Okay.
Or I would go across the Continental Divide to the Thermopolis area, which is where my brother's from. And Thermopolis is actually the largest natural hot springs, I think in the U.S., maybe the world.
Okay.
But that's a really cool area too. And the hunting and fishing opportunities in Wyoming are insane.
Too many grizzlies.
You just know what you're doing and be careful about it.
You ever run into one?
I have not.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Well,
he's still here.
There's
Dude, grizzlies are black bears will give you a choice. You'd be like, run or hide I'm good. Grizzlies charge. They charge.
Grizzlies will give you a choice if they're not coming out of hibernation or if they don't have cubs.
Yeah.
They don't want to mess with you. They just want to be left alone. Like if you're up there picking huckleberries or whatever, you hear some thumping and woofing, just turn around, start making a lot of noise, and get out of there.
No,
And that's what I've heard, because it's like purely my experience with bears is solely off of what other hunters have said, but black bears are unpredictable. Grizzlies is kind of like if you are doing a task and you're not acting like a threat to either them or their little people, I'm speaking very loosely, but generally okay. Black bears, they have a tendency of acting out when you're like, where did that come from? And
Black bears are a lot more skittish, though.
okay.
But it also depends on if the area that you're in, they allow bear hunting. If they allow bear hunting, you usually don't have a problem because they associate people with death. Mm-hmm. If you're in an area like Alberta, British Columbia, where they don't allow grizzly bear hunting, good luck.
Yeah.
Like, just start praying at that point.
So no Canada treks for us. Well, we can't because of COVID, but moving along. Moving along.
Throw it in there.
Yep. Dude, COVID is the mainstay, bro.
It's weird.
Fauci, dude.
Fauci,
Fauci, Fox. He's fake. So, hey, with that said, the whole interview, right? The Bluewood, White Pass, I look forward to it, especially the beers.
Yeah, it's
And
good there, man.
especially at the Bronyar.
Yes, I was going to actually ask you how to pronounce that.
You know what? Just say Bronyar.
Okay.
nobody's ever asked me how to pronounce a word since I came out down the birth
have
canal.
the Beaver Deceiver. You know why I had to get that sticker, right?
Yeah,
okay,
I can
okay.
pick up on
I'm
it.
just wondering.
It's the best pizza in the state that I've tried.
Dude, it's
So
the
I've
best
tried pizza in Seattle. I've tried it here.
Even
had-
Faith.
Have you had Fire and Irons Pizza up in Dayton?
I have not.
Chief Springs?
No.
You know what?
Ooh, they're
Missing
up for
out.
sale right now, so you need to get up there and try them before they sell because the new owner might change the pizza.
That's
Me and
another-
my father-in-law are hoping that
question.
they don't because it is the best pizza I've ever had.
Is that an hour and a half drive, or what is
It's
that?
an hour.
Yeah, an hour and a half, depending if you really follow the speed limit or not.
And
Nick always wants
weekends-
to go to Pendleton, and I'm like, I don't want
Pendleton's
to.
not that bad.
Pendleton's
not that
great.
far.
I don't want
The
to.
beer is great.
What's
Prodigal Son.
Prodigal Son.
It's worth it.
And
It's worth
then
the
you
drive.
got the liquor place, the distillery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good with flavored vodka, but man, that pineapple vodka, bro, you can get smashed. on it.
I stay
So-
away from that.
But the pizza on Bronyar,
Oh, it's
yeah.
top
So
notch.
White Pass more than Bluewood.
My only issue with White Pass and Mission Ridge,
Too
those
crowded.
areas, is it's so windy.
True.
That the wind chill can get down to -5, -10.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Bluewood, you might have a windy day, but with the wind chill, it's 10, 20 degrees wind chill.
That's why they
which
make
is
alcohol.
handleable.
That's why they make alcohol.
Yeah, and you need enough of it to keep your system going and warm.
So, you got a question? Zach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
With the special plans for the remainder of the year. So as we round out, we're recording. Hey, dude, off the cuff, Saturday night, dude.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed we got away from our Sunday routine, but here we are
I'm
on a
gonna
Saturday
recover
night.
tomorrow, dude, and mow the lawn and do the leaves.
Here
we
got
are
the
to-
same plan.
Yeah, leaves, bro.
So the remainder of the 2021 year, you got a big trek in mind? Is it solo? Is it with a partner? What do you got, man?
I really want to get out with my boy and do some coyote hunting. I have access to some farmland in Burbank.
You have to
And-
specify because you do a lot with any of those boys.
Yeah, I want to get out with the 5-year-old and do
Okay.
some coyote hunting. Not that I'm going to put him behind the rifle, but I'm going to put the rabbit call in his mouth because all you got to do is blow into it and see if we can even just see something out there. I know he would love that. Other than that, pheasant for general season on the east side opens up on October 25th and runs through November 30th. So I want to get out and do some pheasant hunting, which is actually a shorter season than last year.
Chicken,
Kind of a bummer.
chicken.
Yeah.
You crock pot that stuff, or how do you cook it?
I've done it on the grill. I've done it in the oven, like you would roast a chicken breast. I've never done it in a crock pot.
Okay.
But
Buckshot.
just a bird load. Buckshot is like a deer. I don't know how much your listeners know about ammunition.
Probably not much.
But buckshot is anywhere from 6 to 9 pellets of 30 caliber round.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit over 1/4 of an inch wide, and they're just balls. The higher the shot goes, like a number 8 shot is going to be a lot more pellets than a number 2 shot. So if you're hunting pheasant, quail, I don't know all that much about it myself, but I've always ran with number 5, 6 shot and above for that kind of stuff. If you're hunting deer, you do want to use buckshot, like double-aught, and that's 9 pellets of 30 30 caliber.
We ran into a few pheasants on Kibby Lake, and they go by your head and go.
Oh yeah, they're loud.
And they're loud. And I just want you to know, I wish I had a gun for everyone that buzzed by my head.
So one nice thing about pistols is they make shot shells for pistols now.
Okay.
So you can actually buy a miniature shotgun shell for, like, if you're carrying a 9mm or a 45 or something like that, and then you can shoot birds with them. Or a lot of people use them for snakes because it's better to have it spread out instead of just one point.
Okay. I wish I had that when I was in Kibby Lake, though. Yeah. Those guys were obnoxious.
They were.
They would come out of nowhere and,
oh, yeah,
and they vibrate, man. They were like...
They weren't as terrifying as those bear tracks, though. Those cubby bear tracks, because you're like, where's mom at?
Where's mom? Where's baby first?
The last
where's
40
baby?
minutes?
But I still believe those birds got me a couple times, man.
They'll startle you.
They
don't expect
yeah,
it.
oh,
They
yeah.
did, man. Yeah. So, with his question, any treks with the crew? You think, like, we've been wanting to do Eagle Cap with Kevin. Kevin,
I would love to go.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've got more than one backpack that's already set up and ready to go.
Well, you'll need something bigger than that.
I've got a few. we can make it happen.
Like, I can be a mule, but I can't be a mule for all.
No, I've got a full, like, internal frame backpack that I can pack out. I just don't have a tent.
What brand?
Oh, that's a good question because it was a gift. And I haven't packed it up yet.
Well, I just want to let you know, Zach, that I applied for Gregory Pack Ambassador.
When did this happen?
Yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it because, dude, I have 3 packs. I tell everybody to get Gregory because of the suspension, the comfortability. Dude.
Any word? Probably too soon.
Oh, they'll let me know when
Next year.
oh, yeah, they'll let me know. But, you know, they're like, oh, well, we'll let you know when opening is available. It's like, come on, man. So, I brought up my military experience and everything else. I mean, hopefully it's soon. But, man, that would be bad.
That'd be pretty sick.
I'd be like, dude, you need something? You need something? Hey, Faith, you want something?
Gregory's got you covered.
Gregory Pack all the way.
Biggest trek you've ever encountered from a hunting perspective, and what did that look like? And
anything over 10. That's what we consider a trek.
Like 10 miles in a day, just walking and glassing and calling and
elevation and all the goods and bads. And
I'd be hard pressed to honestly say I've done more than 10 miles in a day. A lot of what I do is, I'll cover up to 5 for deer and elk hunting when I was younger with my dad, but you sit and you glass a lot, and glassing is looking through binoculars and trying to find something moving.
But your dad's been in the game for years, right? I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard anybody, like when I was skunk hunting with him, talk about just blowing up through the screen. Like you open the window and
so you don't break glass in your window.
Yeah, you open the window and be like, pow! I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time I've ever heard it. So your dad's been in the game for years.
Well, I lived on 5 acres in Findlay for years, and we had a big chicken coop, at least 20 laying hens, and then we did meat birds for a few years. And when we had all of our chickens, it was guaranteed every year we would have a raccoon or a skunk try to bust in, and the raccoons would climb the tree, and the skunks would just be milling around on the ground. But at least once a year, I would have to walk out to do my morning chores and take a shovel with me And my dad would tell me, use the shovel to get the raccoon off the tree. I shot him through the screen last night. Just a flashlight and the rifle, because their eyes light up and you aim for the eyes.
That's awesome.
So,
It's true.
Yeah.
That skunk sized me up, man, and I just only had a headlamp, so I couldn't go any further but the eyes, and I was like, you know what, I'll let you live.
the eyes are all you need.
I'll let you live.
Right between the eyes.
I know I should have taken it, but hey, any more questions? Yeah? All right. What is your dream? Your dream hunt? Your dream outing? Basically, your dream outing. What's your dream outing?
Just to buffer, we're coming right through. We got multiple listeners, right, all over the world. Shout out Philippines.
Philippines.
What's happening?
You and your Philippines. You know what?
Well, I got a boy.
You had him believe, like, he's really going to the Philippines?
I heard you in the last episode, and I was like,
Thinking
is he
about
really
it.
going to jump down there? Like, going to be down there and be a local celebrity, or what?
Stickers, Miles Mountain
Oh,
Cruise,
yeah.
and be like, hey, what
I don't
With
know,
just like
man.
a full shirt.
Philippines has a lot of Muslims, man. I don't know.
You don't think I'd fit in?
No.
Too white?
No,
I gotta go
you're
now?
dark. You're
I got-
darker
well,
than
I gotta
me.
go-
You gotta
like-
grow. You gotta,
You got to
grow
go
it out.
Yeah,
with
that too,
his.
though.
Yeah.
Well, I try to clean it up for work, but
yeah.
this is 2 days. Day and a half. But,
I shaved today.
squirrels.
I shaved today. But what is your dream outing? Hunting? Anything? Eagle cap with Nick? Oh,
Nick, where I was going with is
Yeah.
not everybody knows from a geographic standpoint, Eastern Washington. So when we talk,
we're 2 hours away from the Cascades.
just like to provide the buffer. So
In
people
eastern
know.
Washington, we're in what we call a sub-steppe desert, which we still get a winter, we still get a little bit of snow, but it is hot and dry and dusty.
No trees whatsoever.
You might get a couple juniper trees in a canyon
Yes.
with heavy rain,
Okay.
but there's not much heavy rain out here, so good luck finding anything more than a 6-foot tall sagebrush.
True. So,
Dream Trek?
Dream Trek,
dream trek, dude. Dream outing. Whether it's with Kevin, with your kids, with
I don't
Nick,
care.
with...
I don't care who's with me. If I could go and do like a week or 2 week,
Oh, dude.
not backpack, but ride horses back into the mountains to do an elk camp at high elevation
Ooh, wow.
during November, whether it's in Montana, Wyoming, Arizona, Colorado. Just get on some horses, go 15, 20 miles back to a setup camp. It would definitely be guided deal because I don't know what I'm doing in that aspect.
Okay.
That would definitely be the dream because you have not only the opportunity to fill your freezer with the best meat in the world, but to shoot the biggest elk that you're ever going to see or have a chance to bag.
Yeah.
And that would be the trophy piece that hangs in my living room.
To put it PG, it gave me goosebumps.
It's that would be my ultimate, is to go on a week or 2 horseback elk camp.
I think one of my like introduction to not just outdoorsmen, but like hunting stuff like your own, and we've referenced Caleb Proctor in the past, but I've always wanted to be like a mule, right? To be introduced to the concept of like, I think the best for anybody, maybe your son would be a testament to this eventually when he gets
Have
old
you
enough.
met him?
But who's that?
Right.
Once, I believe.
He's a hoot, man.
Yeah. You're messing with me, Nick.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I've seen more pictures, but I've met him once.
Everybody's like,
Briefly.
Nick, you're messing with me.
But backpacking, like I think what we've referenced Cameron Haynes in the past, like backpacking all the meat on your back, going up a mountain. That's much more than running or anything ultra. That it's comparable. Like
As far as physical exertion, yes, but if you're packing out an elk, I mean, an elk quarter is anywhere from 150 to 300 pounds, and you're hiking straight. You like my little sticker your daughter gave me?
so.
Hey, Nick just pointed at my chest. I got a little...
Brady's
got
sporting a shark
Grandpa
sticker
shirt.
over here,
I
yeah.
mean, dude, this is kid friendly and then some. I mean, to the
Little
point that you're
shark sticker?
you're riding
Yeah.
with the Grandpa Shark.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Lillian walked up, and she's like, this one's you. I'm like, okay, put it right here.
It's the beard.
Yeah,
The
probably.
beard.
But a great introduction, nonetheless, to
Yeah.
getting into the sport, packing the meat up,
Yeah.
the mountain. So, if you ever want free labor, I guess that's.
If I ever get the opportunity, you two are some of my first calls.
He's already said like Nick for real. I'm like, what?
There's nothing else behind it. It's like I just want to be a part
Just
of the
to
ride.
be up there. And I told we went up to Spokane, rented a cabin from my wife's friend's parents, and my wife's friend, her husband, used to help guide in Montana. And I was like, dude, if I ever have a week where I don't have anything going on, I'll plan to go back there, and I will hump mountains all day long with whatever on my back. Just let me go on the horse. Let me get into the camp.
That's awesome.
Like, I don't mind being a pack mule if I can just go.
So with the dream outing, what's the dream outing with Nick?
Any outing with Nick, because we haven't really done any outings yet.
But what's your dream? Like, I know you probably thought of it like, dude, this is probably...
If I was more capable of elevation and putting in the miles like you guys can, I would definitely like to go on that trek you were talking about from like Eugene to the coast. Oh, that would be amazing. Because I would pack
no nightcaps.
No.
I would pack a collapsible fishing pole and a little tackle box to fish all the alpine lakes.
Okay.
Try to give us good dinner every night that was fresh caught from wherever we're at.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't hunt just because out-of-state hunting is so expensive.
Yes.
What if we all went on it?
But what, dude?
That would be fun.
No,
Cougars
hold on
are.
If we brought a multi-dimensional aspect to the coast, to the
it would have to be Washington, because like a Washington fishing license is, I think, $56.50 for a resident. Mm-hmm. Out-of-state Oregon fishing license is like $140.
I can probably get a disabled one.
Probably.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
With Washington State, my father-in-law is technically a disabled hunter, and they have what they call a companion card. So whatever tags you have, if you're a disabled hunter, whatever tags you have, I can carry your companion card as long as I have a valid hunting license, and I can fill your tag for you. That's how me and my father-in-law have been hunting the last few years. Because he buys a tag for everything, and I go with him.
So...
This is more off-air talk, but I think we need to dive into that.
We'll get into it later.
But hey, the outing though, that's your dream outing with Nick, huh? Right now,
dude, just to get out, like anything that's backpacking overnight, I'm all for. Okay, that would be amazing.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go along. Will you go on a brewery tour with the crew?
Yeah, I like beer.
Okay. Would Zach be able to go on a brewery tour?
Absolutely not. I'll be at home, kicking the feet up,
really?
wondering when we're going to go back to...
Even with Matthew? Matthew said he's down for a tour.
Matthew?
Eastern Oregon, man. Or Western Oregon.
Who's Matthew?
My brother.
Oh.
He's going to be offended by this.
Well, you
He said February. I said February. He said, dude, I would love to do a brewery tour. 3-day brewery
To my
tour.
credit, you called my mom Kay, and her full name's Karen.
But that's her
you said
Instagram.
That's what she goes by.
That's
what she goes by her full name.
I am
if you
totally...
really want to get to see my family, you got to buy Karen, man.
I'm sorry, Karen. But dude, I saw Kay. I saw Kay on Instagram.
I get it. Hurts my feelings.
Shout out to Kay.
No, but I'm serious about with Brady.
Yeah.
If we could create some type of...
Tell me when I have to apply. We'll go.
This is 2022 easily, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still get out and do some pheasant hunting. We still have all of November to do pheasant hunting.
What do you think about spring, like late spring?
Not a lot of things are open for springtime as far as hunting, just because that's breeding season.
Okay.
They have spring black bear and spring cougar, but those are really hard to hunt.
Okay.
How far out could you go on a brewery tour? Because
I mean,
Faith went hardcore in Yakima.
Well, we would be incorporating we'd be incorporating the brewery tour into the trek that we're talking about, because we'd be hitting Oregon hard, right?
February, we'll be hitting a weekend.
Still pretty cold.
It's still cold, for sure.
February, we're going to hit breweries and breweries only. So that means 2 nights, 3 nights.
I'd be down to go all the way down to Eugene area, because you can do Eugene in a day. You can get down there.
Yes.
You can get to Portland and back in a day.
I won't be going to Portland.
I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying distance-wise, you can make it to Portland and back in a day.
I would love to hit Hood River and then south of Portland.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Think about it.
I'm
February.
I'm in.
Okay.
My wife is going to learn a lot when she listens to this podcast.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, about my future plans.
Oh.
100%.
It's okay.
Breaking news?
It's okay.
Brady Hagen, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Speaking of... plans for 2022? You got anything special, man?
I'm starting a new job where I'll be working 1 week on, 4 weeks off.
Thank God.
But I'm still working Monday through Friday, but I have my weekends and I'm not on call for 4 weeks.
Goodness, because you worked in the field working at the irrigation.
Yep.
Before
Fixing center pivot irrigation.
Yeah. What was your favorite area to work in?
Ooh, pretty much everywhere, because if you're out there early, I mean, there were days where I saw quail, pheasant, coyote, deer, and
Cougar.
No, I never saw cougar.
Skunk.
Saw a couple of skunks run over, and coyote. Or I already said coyote, but porcupine and raccoon. For me, a good day when I was out working in the farm fields was seeing deer, coyote, and pheasant. I called those the big three. If you can see those three in a day, you had a pretty good wildlife day.
Okay.
I can imagine.
You got stuck a few times too.
Yeah.
And
Some of those roads have deep ruts, and
Have you ever gotten blitzed by a skunk?
no.
He documented a lot.
Yeah.
I
I'll
love
have
it.
to go back on Snap and see if
do you
I
have
some.
Snapchat?
I gotta get
Zach?
Well, now
Zach,
that I met him,
get with the times.
Well, not that I haven't met him, but
Get with
dude,
the
I'm
times.
reluctant with TikTok and Snap for some reason.
I was really reluctant with TikTok for a while. My wife kept trying to get me into it, and I was just like, I would watch the videos that she'd show me, but like she'd send them to me, and I wouldn't go to the website and open them up. I'd wait until she had her phone out.
There's some funny stuff,
But
man.
I ended up getting into it after and I don't know anything about this really, but as far as I understand, the U.S. TikTok is owned by the U.S. companies, so that made me feel more comfortable.
That's the other thing, but that's a...
There's some funny
That's a whole
guys,
other
man.
podcast
There's this
there.
Kentucky guy, man.
That's a
funny dude.
It's a
He's
gopher
all-
hole I want to dive down, but I won't. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
A funny guy from Kentucky. Him
Yeah.
and his wife are a part of it, and he's all like, "You got to choose for me or the beer." He's like, "The beer." It's like, "That's so
Yes.
fast." He's like,
His wife's
"Hey,
name is Brandy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
he's
I
great.
listen to Alan Jackson all sorts of the hours of the year? It's like, yeah.
You're not gonna get mad if I pick up another bottle?
Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly.
I remember that one.
I like beer better.
But then he has like a beer belly from hell.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, there's some great people on there. Like I follow this one guy on TikTok. I do have it now, and his handle is like Breadstick Ricky, but he's about construction stuff. And
Okay.
the
Oh, yeah,
stuff that he
yeah,
has,
yeah,
like
yeah.
one of his deals. I don't.
Dude,
even
he
dive
goes
his
into
bits,
depth,
but
man. He
has
goes-
multiple characters. It's
Yeah.
all him, but like different filters for different characters. Oh, he puts them together and they make you howl.
He spends some time
amazing.
on that. He spends spends a lot of time on editing. But then there's also that couple, like, why are you still cooking? After it's horrible. Like, yeah, dude, it's just you
It's
got to be
great.
there.
It's
You got to
great.
be there.
You should just give him a sign into MMB.
True.
Can we
Well,
just-
Faith made it. Faith
okay.
makes things, and she's just like, Nick, here you, or Dad, here you go.
I should know this, but do we have a joint MMB TikTok, or
We can.
we don't have one though? I should know this is not
No,
good.
but we can.
we need to have one.
Do you want one? Do you want one?
TikTok, we gotta have it.
As-
What was the other one?
I'm making
For
Snap.
apps?
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yeah.
Snapchat. get your
Snapchat's my
own.
favorite way to communicate. Marco
Yeah.
Polo is better. The only thing I don't like is
Do you have one?
I did until they
Get back on it.
started making you pay.
If you're going to be
No,
part of the
no,
podcast,
I didn't like that.
No,
when they
just-
went premium,
You don't need to be premium though.
Yeah.
Him and I think, what is that? 99% of our communication is Marco Polo.
Yeah,
that's what he was telling me the other day.
Yeah.
do it. If you're going to be part of this podcast, do it.
No
All right,
premium.
I'll bring
though.
him back up
No premium though, right?
because I still have an active account on there. I just
Yeah.
deleted the app.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, you best get on it.
All right,
So,
more questions?
yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Any more?
Hit me.
Go for it.
We kind of dived into a social media rabbit hole there.
It's okay.
Well,
After
yeah,
saying
why,
I'm not on it.
why are we promoting all these social media outlets? Like we're like sold out.
But no,
It's because we were talking about how to communicate.
I know, but I don't like.
but
it.
he's
now I feel
big
gross.
in Snap. He's
I get
big
it.
in Snap, and I see what he puts out with his son, fishing, everything else.
I love
See, my
it.
thing about Snapchat is I snap people individually. I
Yeah.
never post my story
Yeah.
because not
Okay.
everybody needs to know what I'm doing.
He likes.
I get that.
He likes the numbers,
I get
Yeah,
it.
we get that streak going.
the streak.
I might have a different. I don't know.
Marco Polo is better though,
Marco
I
Polo
agree.
is better.
because we can do a TED talk and be like,
And it just keeps
what
going.
did you just say?
You know what he'll do though? What Nick will do?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
He'll go on a 3-minute tangent. I'll respond 10-second soundbite. I'll get another 3-minute tangent. I'm like,
About your 10-second soundbite.
yes, like I'm being standoffish. I'm like, no, that's a great idea, Nick. Let's do it. And then I'll get a 3-minute response to like how I thought something was a genius idea.
You guys are hating.
So nonetheless,
Commenting.
I love Nick. He's my best,
Do you?
He's my best friend. Besides,
you said that.
Besides 99% of the time.
99%.
Brady, dude.
I can't take you seriously with that sticker.
I'm going to leave it on because your daughter gave it to me.
No,
right.
keep the sticker on. 2022 plans.
Hanging out with Nick.
Is this stop it?
A lot of
Is this
fishing.
mostly focused on the fall for you? Like, what are your plans for hunting going into next year? Like, you want to kind of like escalate that experience, or what does that look like, man?
For hunting, everything's focused on the fall. Like I just went through and jotted down some open seasons for this year. Like pheasant, as I said earlier, is October 25th, November 30. Quail is October 2 to January 17. Deer for modern firearm, October 16 to 26, 3-point minimum, which means you have to have at least 3 points on one side of the antlers. So like a 3x2 is shootable, but a 2x2 is not.
Sorry,
go ahead,
'cause
got questions?
I'm an idiot though. So 3x2, so 3 on one side, like spokes, like
3 spikes,
antlers, and then 2 on the other.
That you
That's
can
game?
shoot that. Yep.
But 2x2 is no game.
Not in the areas that I hunt. See, there's other, and that's a weird thing about Washington is these GMUs, game management units. There's some that are any deer. There's some that are antlerless only, which is does.
Are these county rules, or are they like area by area?
It's area by area because the State Department of Fish and Wildlife, they set up their own, what they call the management units, and it doesn't follow county lines or anything like that. It's just their borders that they make up.
Okay.
So there's some that overlap into national forest land, and a lot of it is private out here just because a lot of the land in eastern Washington is like dryland wheat or farming lands. So all that's private, and a lot of it is written permission only or no hunting at all unless you know the landowner. But
Okay.
so a lot of the areas that I hunt that are public land or feel free to hunt is 3-point minimum, so that you're not taking the young deer. They want you to take at least, and
Bambi?
yeah, they grow. Bambi is gonna have nothing, which would be
Bambi
antlerless.
has spots, though.
Yeah, that's a fawn.
Yeah.
And if you shoot a fawn, you're a non-ethical hunter.
Yeah.
There's no tag for a fawn in Washington State or any other state that I know of.
Have you seen any unethical stuff while you were out?
Poachers.
There's
Poachers
one
or
time
something?
that I thought I caught a poacher, and he shot a doe up in a 3-point minimum area, but he was a 65-plus hunter, and he had a doe tag. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that until we went in and talked to him and asked if, they were successful, and I filled my tag, just got drawn for it, or just got eligible for a doe tag this year. Oh, okay, so he had a doe tag, that's why he shot a doe. Mm-hmm. But youth up to, I think they consider a youth 18 and younger, they can shoot does, which I'm really excited for Rhett to go through his hunter safety class. I think you have to be 14 to carry a rifle and 16 to drive, which is kind of, when I went through hunter safety, it was kind of like you can go swimming but stay away from the water. Like you can go hunt and carry your own gun, but you can't drive yourself there.
I see.
So,
I see.
kind of, there's nuances like that you really have to read through the regulations and understand. And the regulations change every year, and the season dates change every year. Like I was saying with the pheasant, quail, and deer, like the pheasant season last year ran all the way through December. This year it only runs through November 30th.
Okay.
And I guess they base that on how many pheasants were taken last year versus how many they want to populate in that unit for the next year. So it's all done by wildlife biologists and game wardens. So it makes sense. You just really have to be on top of it.
So the way that you speak about it, you seem like you're on top of the game as far as rules and regulations. Do you prefer, at this point in your hunting experience, to go out alone, or do you prefer to be with somebody who's either equally or more experienced than you, or do you enjoy the solitude of the experience? What's that like for you?
If I'm already, like, say I'm out driving and I'm already by myself, I have the opportunity, I'm going to go by myself. But if I have the opportunity to take someone who has never been hunting,
Nick.
works.
Let's go. But no, if I have the opportunity to take someone, I'll tell them what license to buy. I have a firearm for them to shoot. We can go and do it. And I love teaching people. Like, I love taking people out fishing. I love taking people out and teaching them about the outdoors and sportsmanship of hunting, because it's something that's falling by the wayside very, very fast in our country. And if we want to keep healthy populations of these animals so that not only hunters can go out and hunt them, but the general population can go out and enjoy the wildlife, we need to manage the animals. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is management. You have to go in and shoot a certain number of deer out of an area so that you're not getting car crashes related to deer every year.
Right. That's how it was in Virginia.
Yin-yang.
They used to have free days, just killed deer.
Yeah.
So,
and it's because there's so many there that they need to cut down the population.
Dude, there's so many people that die on the road just hitting them. So, hey, with that said, would you tell me when and where and how to go pick up a license?
Yeah, you got to go down to Sportsman's with a driver's license and tell them, hey, I want to go hunt this. So, what do I need for it? And they'll hook you up.
How long is how long is the process from? I actually want to do this, but I haven't yet. Applying for a gun, the background check. The first time that you did it, how long did it take from start to finish? What did that look like?
The first time I bought a firearm in Washington State, I was 18. I bought a rifle, and I walked out with it that day.
Wow.
I went in and I filled out a background check. It ran through the FBI database. It ran through the state database. It came back clean because I haven't had any felonies or criminal activity on my record. And I have never committed any felonies or criminal activity, so there's nothing to be on my record. And I was able to walk out with it that day. However, I think the laws have changed now to where there's a 2-week waiting period in Washington, no matter what firearm you're buying. So if you were to go in and say, I want a hunting rifle, and put this scope on it, I want to shoot this with it, and most gun counter guys are very knowledgeable. They'll point you in the right direction. If you're going to go out and try and shoot a deer, they'll point you in the direction of deer rifles. Or if you're going to get a concealed carry permit because you want to protect yourself and your family, or you're just worried about the way the world is going, they'll give you some options. They'll ask you some questions. You know, what's your experience with firearms? What have you shot before? And if you go to a place like Hole in the Wall in Kennewick, you can actually go and rent guns there and try out different calibers from a 22 to a 45 and be able to shoot and see what you like the best. And then they also sell. So you can go in and say, I want to shoot a 45, I want to shoot a 9mm, and I want to shoot a 38 or a 380. And they'll, okay, this gun costs this much to rent. You have to buy our ammo. This gun costs this much to rent. There's the ammo. And you can go into the range. And if you've never been in there, I strongly recommend reaching out to someone who does. There's a lot of rod and gun clubs around the area that they're all hunters and fishermen that love to bring in new people to the sport. And they do it the right way. They teach you ethically. They teach you safely. They'll go out shooting with you. They'll take you to the range. Or they'll meet you at Hole in the Wall and be like, okay, you want to try these guns? Well, I have this one and this one. You rent this one. And go from there.
Okay. First gun that you purchased?
First gun I purchased was a 17 HMR, which is my Coyote rifle. It's a pest and varmint rifle. It shoots a bullet smaller than a 22. It's a little bit faster, but it's more accurate and is more effective at eliminating an animal that you're trying to take out.
Okay.
So.
And what got you into hunting in the first place, and what was your introduction to that experience?
My first memory of hunting was in Wyoming on a mountain called Shadow Mountain outside of Jackson Hole. It was me, my dad, my uncle, and a close family friend. We were up elk hunting. My dad had gotten lucky and drawn a doe tag that year. My uncle and his buddy had both gotten just a standard bull tag. And the male elk are called bulls, the females are called cows, just to clarify for the point of this story. And my dad put his rifle on a cow squeezed the trigger, and then this bull walked out. My dad's friend put his rifle on the bull, squeezed the trigger, and then my uncle was lucky enough to get a shot off in between and drop another bull. I was maybe 5 or 6,
Wow.
and I remember jumping out of the truck.
ASMR.
You had to run 100 feet off the road at the time to shoot. So we jump out, we run out, bam, bam, bam. All 3 of them were clean shots. All 3 animals dropped right where they were. They didn't run, and which was amazing to me because I was shaking. And granted, I was a kid, but I remember bang, 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 and then the next thing I remember was the animals spread open. We're quartering them out, skinning and field dressing, which is removing all of the internal organs. You save the heart and liver. The rest of it, you put into what you call a gut pile, which the bears, the coyotes, the wolves will come and scavenge off. So really none of the animal goes to waste. And that was actually Halloween day, the morning of Halloween. We didn't get any trick-or-treaters that year because we hung all 3 elk in the garage with the garage door cracked open about a foot, and there was a stream of blood going down the driveway.
That'll keep people
So we
away.
got no trick-or-treaters. We all got to split. Me and my 3 sisters, or 2 sisters, got to split the candy that year.
Well, you would think people would think that was a part of the decoration process with the blood and stuff, but
It was,
it
you can
kids
tell.
away.
You
Too
can
real.
tell, yeah.
It's too real.
Jackson Hole was at the time and still is a very, for lack of a better term, yuppie community. A lot of big money up there.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it is some of the best hunting in my opinion, some of the best hunting in
skiing, dude.
and skiing. But the best hunting in the U.S. is going to be Wyoming, Montana, Arizona, and Colorado.
Nick and I have talked about this in previous episodes, but dude, I just
Grizzlies.
like Grizzlies, but like Montana is just
Grizzlies.
so attractive to me.
Grizzlies.
I know,
Big grizzly problems.
big,
Grizzlies.
Big
man.
grizzlies.
but the attractive parts of Montana that to live, I think it's such a nice,
Yeah.
it's such a nice state.
Yeah.
It's wide open, Dixie chicks, come on,
I
bring
have
them
family
back.
who lives in Montana. My
They're
dad
not
was
Dixie
born in
chicks
Montana.
anymore.
What are they now?
They're woke.
No, they fell victim.
The woke chicks now.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Well, when they weren't woke.
Dixie, no, I don't know.
Dixie's a southern term. That's the
Yeah,
Dixie Mason
but
line.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but dude, I don't ever put any
I will
emphasis
never
on
bring
that.
it up again.
Please, thank you. And
Bieber okay?
You're welcome.
Is
Bieber's better than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nick said
That's
it first.
speaking
So,
volumes.
any more questions?
Of course, but go ahead, man. You seem like you're just biting at the gum. Let's
No,
do
I'm
it.
not.
I see like 2 more on your page.
I do.
Going live.
Go.
No, you're good.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I'm fantastic.
I think this is the longest one we've ever done.
Probably.
You think so?
Well,
How you
First
feeling?
guest episode.
We're bringing him back. That's how I'm feeling.
I think he's going to be part of the program.
Well, I kind of want. So, you mind?
Go for
Off
it.
the cuff, like Brady brings an aspect of outdoorsmanship.
Dude,
and
it's crazy.
what's something that we wanted from the get go, but we didn't have it because you and me, it's like miles and mountains, right? It's
And
like,
Bruise, bro.
Well, right, but
Bruise, for sure.
you introduced me to mountains. I'm all about just running, but we wanted an aspect like Brady where
Yeah.
there's an outdoorsmanship. So,
So
dude,
you guys are miles, mountains, and brews. I'm more hunting, fishing, and brews.
so just don't
Yeah.
cancel us is all I'm asking.
No.
Because we appreciate you having.
No,
on
I'm
and-
accepting of all people.
Why would he cancel us?
Well, because of you.
Because of me?
Me and Nick have been friends long enough. I can brush off.
Yeah. I mean, dude, just rocking Grandpa Shark. Faith,
Yeah,
you
dude.
need to get a picture of that
I love
and
it.
show it on the gram, please.
We need video aspect.
Yeah, we do. We do.
maybe-
Next time,
maybe we don't.
Next time, I don't know.
Might
I
get
like
dangerous.
it. It might get dangerous with all these empty beer bottles and cans.
I'm not even worried about that. It's like,
Just me.
yeah, cancel culture.
My brother. I tell
Dad?
you, my brother. He said, "Hey Nick, you need to be careful. Make sure you take care of your hands because you don't want people to think that you're too much on the spectrum."
That's hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that from you.
Yeah.
I've gotten that from you.
Yeah, you think so?
No.
Nah, just kidding.
We're going to be good, though. I
But-
think the trifecta, dude, we're going to have to talk about this more off air, but the...
More off there.
I'll have to get you guys out with a fishing pole in your hand so that you can have. Some
I gotta
firsthand
get you
experience.
out.
It's been too long, Brady.
I gotta
for me.
get you out in the mountains before
Yeah.
we do anything. That's why this was like a job interview.
I mean, as far as I've been following your guys' episodes, and as far as I'm hearing from the pod, it's about season ending here, coming up quick, huh?
no, never ceasing, ending,
Well, as far as our activity.
never.
But
That's
I
why
think
I was all like, hey, how about White Pass, Bluewood?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but as far as you wanting to get up and run,
There's no seasons in this
Okay.
podcast.
no, there's no seasons in the podcast. But as far as getting up on the mountains and running and hiking,
That's why I
we're
said
getting into snow and ice
Hence,
and getting
Bluewood.
cold.
White Pass.
Yeah, let's go
Bronyar.
snowboard.
Let's hit Bronyar a few
Yeah.
times this winter. Zach, are you
Jeez,
down?
It's not very far,
Oh,
dude.
I love that place.
Oh, Bronyar?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude, I'll eat pizza until I'm fat.
Can we do the families?
Oh yeah,
Let's do it.
I don't know about that.
And I don't like families.
let's do a trip just us three first, and then pack
And
the
then fill it
families
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just get
Are we going to do something before?
crappy? No.
So
Go big or go home.
the thing I want to sign up prematurely for with Brady is like I
True.
want to be his mule, right? So I want to be introduced,
Yeah.
even if it's not with Brady. But the way that I want to be introduced to the hunting game is like I want to be free labor. Let me pack the thing up the mountain.
You know
I
what that
wanna
means. You gotta get a
watch
bigger
it.
pack.
Watch it.
You gotta get a bigger pack. So
Well, I gotta get-
what
I
better
would
pack
lean-
is a Gregory pack?
I would lean on him for that, but
I've got to become a better hunter so I can actually give you guys something to pack out.
I get it, man.
I want to try bird first though.
Yeah, let's go shoot some pheasant this year.
I'm
We're all
gonna try
big
bird.
Pheasant- Quail is open a lot longer than pheasant, so
Questions?
I've got a few.
Got a few. All right, man.
all right. You give me a question because you guys have been going back and forth.
Yeah.
Question, Zach.
Yeah. So Brady, with you, how does it feel?
To be friends with Nick.
Well, not just that.
Dude, the listeners are like, "Oh my God, Nick, shut up."
So I'm gonna go to another. I'm gonna go to another level, right?
All right,
All right.
I'm ready to change gears here.
This is gonna. I'm gonna loosen. We need a video aspect right here because I'm loosening up my shoulders. How does it feel to be married to a redhead?
Oh my God,
It's
dude.
spicy, man,
Yeah.
Dude.
in all aspects.
Dude, she's a
There's
great
lot of
woman,
fire.
man. She's
No,
a great
she
woman,
is.
dude.
I wouldn't ask or change anything. Couldn't ask for anyone better to be a mother to my boys.
Dude.
And the fact that she was willing to stay at home and raise the boys was like that's always been my number one because I grew up with just my dad, a lot of girlfriends and whatnot and nannies and new school every year. So those were two things that were big for me. If we have kids, we're staying together and they're going to be in the same school district or at least the same area. So for her to be willing to step up and do that, I cannot commend her enough.
You bought her something recently that I've been
did.
asking her to get us.
Yeah,
The
we're still
OG.
working out the technical difficulties of this something though.
What is it called?
It is called a tufting gun.
Tufting
And,
gum is something that you could make
like rugs with.
rugs.
Like those thick shag rugs that are custom made.
So here's the thing, Zach. Did you know, because of what we started, this podcast, we influenced her to go an extra mile into her dreams, right?
Yep. And she has told me this in private.
Yeah. To go viral or go her way of being
A creator.
Yeah.
She did fiber arts in high school and she's continuing with that love and that desire to keep doing that. So a tufting gun is basically, it's a gun that it punches through yarn into a cloth and
a grid,
you can
too.
make
a grid, right?
It's like they call it monk cloth. It's almost like burlap, but a little bit finer. And you basically use it to make a carpet. So if you have a tufting gun, you can make whatever you want. Like right now she has probably a 12-inch oval that says Boo, like for Halloween theme, BOO. It's black and orange. And it was just like, here, let's wind some yarn onto a paper towel roll, feed it into the tufting gun. I hold the paper towel roll, and she brrr, brrr.
Oh man.
So it just like punches through anywhere from I think a half inch to almost an inch long fibers. Like just a really thick 70s shag carpet is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
But it's whatever colors you want, whatever design you want,
Yeah.
because you're making it.
It's crazy,
I
right?
love that.
It's
with,
wild.
With that story and what the in-law cousin said, I mean, come on, man.
Well, what
Come on.
What
man.
Nick and I have tried to incorporate into what we're doing is like something that people are already capable of doing. It's in their arsenal. They want to produce something. By stepping out of our element, whether we look like idiots or not, it's like we're still doing it.
I don't care
Right?
if I look like
Well,
an
no,
idiot.
it's not.
You guys have motivated her with this podcast. You have motivated her to be like, I want this. I want to try it. And, like, that's amazing because you're all about getting people to start new things, getting people outside, getting people to follow their dreams.
Dude, 8 miles a week.
with your boy. Yeah,
I mean, come on now.
I like that. Well,
When-
I got a couple.
how many miles do you do a week? How many miles do I do a week? You know what I mean?
Right. It doesn't matter though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys are getting out and doing
But
miles.
the fact that his wife is doing that and stated that via Snap or Instagram or a text is just it makes me continue to do what I'm doing.
Yes. It's certainly motivating.
Right? Is it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
to know that our purpose on the podcast is to motivate other people to get outside, and then to his wife's, like to Caitlin's point,
To do
actually
things you
showing
wanna
that she's
do.
doing it, it makes me want to do even more.
She's a rock
I mean,
star, dude.
it's a reciprocating effect where it's really cool, and she's already
And
supportive.
I tried to tell you so you know how much we make in the
Well-
communities or community. You know what I mean?
You and I, well,
What?
it's a bigger point, but you and I kind of have a canceling out effect, because when I can be a Debbie Downer, you're kind of like, hey, don't be such a.
I wouldn't call that canceling out. Like me and my wife, my weaknesses are her strengths.
There it is.
Zach, your weaknesses are Nick's strengths. And the opposite is true.
That's why, like,
At least that's what I see just from listening up until now.
Okay.
so what you're saying
I respect
is
that.
our party is good. Right
Oh,
now.
yeah. You guys have a good group going.
Hey,
Speaking
your
of
party.
party,
Not next week. The following week.
What's going on next
Okay.
week?
Because, dude, Halloween,
Iconic,
bro.
We're going to Iconic?
No, Halloween. Halloween. We can go to Iconic and
I don't
meet
have
the
had some kind
people.
of down. So it's like, I'm looking at those.
Are you down with?
Yeah.
I can do it real quick. People will show up.
I listened to that 8.5, and I'm gonna be to whatever party you guys are referencing.
what-
But
what's your family
your kid's birthday though. He's one.
you were gonna do that on the 30th,
No,
because that's when his party is.
Halloween's on a Sunday?
but
Yes,
the
Halloween's on a
Saturday
Sunday.
is when your birthday, dude.
Yeah.
You're not scoring any points with Caitlin.
Don't call him out like
I know, but I've already been told I have 3 parties to go to on that Saturday.
What?
Yeah, I know.
We got 2.
Yeah, 3 parties. Mom is making me. Tracy, my wife.
Well, we'll have to figure that off. out
We
there,
will. But hey, whenever we have that party, I don't know if he's going to go, but I'm going to be there. You know that.
I'll show up.
he always does that.
I party. Do you
Yeah.
like to party?
Oh, I'd love to party.
See? Zach, I'm going to ask you.
And
do
Iconic
you-
is family friendly, right?
Absolutely, dude. That's
Yeah.
what I'm about.
Wonderful. I'll have my
ahead,
5-year-old.
Nick.
Zach,
I
do
can't wait to answer
you,
this.
do you like to party?
Absolutely not. I love my pajamas.
Netflix
That's-
and chill.
Yeah.
But not even chill, though. Netflix.
In
But he doesn't even have Netflix.
I don't actually.
So
Hulu and relax.
Well, I have YouTube TV and I have Prime.
Okay. So it's Prime and Kickback.
Do you have Netflix?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. We have access, but I don't subscribe to it.
exactly.
I have
In-laws,
Disney Plus,
in-laws.
so I let people use my Disney Plus, and then I use other Netflix.
Us parents,
that they use
bro.
Disney Plus from.
Okay.
You need to
So
get
we,
with the
we
program.
swap around.
Tell
I
tell
get it.
Joe and Kay, Karen.
You tell Henry. No, but with Disney Plus, there's a lot of good content. But to your point, it's like,
Man,
how much are we watching this? Do we need to
You
have?
know what I'm waiting for? Becoming Cousteau, man.
Yeah.
Cousteau.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. I thought it was going to be in the movie theater this weekend, but no.
So I got to shout out Cruella on Disney
No.
Plus. The new Cruella. It's,
No.
Dude, it's the origin story of Cruella DeVille.
Garbage.
I
Is
watched it and I enjoyed it.
Who's the?
When I
who's the
see
actress?
her, I think it's super bad.
Is it Glenn Close?
No.
Who is it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
Emma
oh, it's
Stone.
what's her face? Emma Stone.
La La Land.
See, she's been in so much that you do have to just accept this.
Woke.
This is not woke,
Oh.
but she's playing a different role.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch what's his face from The Office.
Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Or, Steve Carell.
I hate
Steve Carell.
Carell.
But when you
You
see
like-
him, you just think Michael Scott. But you have to separate that into
I
the
like
other
Andy
movie.
Samberg.
So.
Did you like Will Ferrell, man?
I don't. Andy Samberg.
That's my
hot rod. You like to party.
Yeah,
Did you notice I incorporated that?
All right.
Okay.
these are my recreation pants.
All right. Okay. See? So, any more questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, man, you know what?
Nick, you hit me with a question because I asked Zach for a question last time.
Okay. You like this, man? This is very
I'm
professional.
having a blast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Professional.
this is a lot of fun.
How many times are you going to listen to this this episode?
I'll probably listen at least twice, but I don't like the way I sound on recording.
Same.
So any more than that, and I'm going to struggle with myself.
I'll tell you this, no homo, you sound pretty sexy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Zach,
Or-
you need some work.
I'm glad. For the I'm glad I don't sound sexy.
So hey, I'm gonna switch it up a bit, okay? And this is job interview material,
Uh-oh.
Zach.
I do have to
So-
say, this is the first job interview that I'm 3 beers deep.
You're more than
Okay, like
Did you
maybe
get my
4.
Did you get my permission on this first?
no.
All right.
Let's go off the cuff. What's
So
happening?
this is off the
It's
cuff.
not off the cuff,
This is
but
Nick
it's
Coleman.
on. It is Nick.
It's on the
Coleman.
notes. So what's happening?
Okay, you ready?
Oh yeah,
This is part of
Oh,
the
yeah.
job interview. If you're going to be part of this program,
This is part of the pod interview to get in.
yes,
Okay.
you're a huge proponent of marijuana.
Oh.
Do you use during your outings? Is there a time or place or whenever is clever to do you use?
So I have used quite a bit in the past. I don't know the statute of limitations, so I'm not going to go that far back. But let's say I've used since it's been legal and since I've been 21.
Yep.
I've been clean for a month and a half now, and that's due to the job. Not saying that I'm not going to use again, but there's definitely a time and a place for it. As far as being outdoors, if I am fishing off of the river bank, where I am not on a boat, if I am not handling a firearm, then that's definitely an option for me.
You're
But-
26?
Yes,
Okay.
I consider it the same as drinking a beer.
But his beard says 46.
You notice I just guessed that, though?
Yeah, but dude, it's yeah.
I didn't even say when I was born either. That was a good guess.
Caitlin's 30. He has a cougar.
Bro.
Calling out.
How does that work? Okay.
She's gonna give you crap about
That's
that.
another... Yeah. Yeah, that's... Nick's
But
canceled
no,
that.
there's definitely a time and a place for it. Generally, right before bed, or the boys are down, let's relax, Netflix and chill, watch a movie, do some of that.
You and
Explain
Caitlin
it
do
now.
it together or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I will say that. As far as anything more, you would have to have her on and ask her. But I definitely used weekly, multiple times a week for 5 years since I turned 21.
Is there a time and place though? That's the main.
There is.
question.
If I'm, like I said, if I'm fishing on the riverbank and I'm not on the water, if there's no threat of a boat tipping over or me going overboard, that's definitely a time. The place depends on, if I'm fishing in Columbia Park, obviously not.
Let's say
If
Mount
I'm not
Hood.
on a pothole lake,
Let's say Mount Hood because Mount Hood is on my.
what time of day? Like end of the night around the campfire? Yes.
It's never in the. No, okay, but during going up.
When I'm working and like moving and being physical, no, just because I get into a one-track mind and I will leave people behind me, or people will be trying to get me to make a certain.
I think he has
track.
a job, man.
For sure.
I think he has a job. So time and place. That's
But-
good.
But you said 6 weeks since you've lit up last, eh?
Roughly, I mean,
What's
I would have to find.
What's the time
exact
lapse
thing.
about? Like, why take the break?
Job.
Job. Yep.
That's it.
Starting a new job. Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference psychologically or brain clarity, anything that would be
Not
worth
much as
learning?
far as clarity. I mean, most people think potheads are just like always spacey and always way out, and like
That's not what I was getting at.
I will say
He
that
always does that, but
if
it's
you
not what I meant.
overdo it, you will definitely be there. But there's also been times where I'll be going out to mow the lawn, take a little hit, and the lines are perfect.
Okay.
So there's definitely, it's like alcohol. If you have one beer, it's like, yeah, that didn't really affect me very much.
Let's go
if
for
I
4.
have 6 beers, oh my
You
goodness.
said
I'm
6. I said 4.
hammered.
That's, yeah.
I mean, it's the same with
It's that
marijuana.
sticker.
You have to pace yourself, and the same as when you start drinking. You know, you'll have 2, 3, 4 drinks, and if you're just starting out, you're going to be trashed.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I would probably put myself at a 4 out of 10.
Of 4 out of 10 of what? Like,
Buzzing on alcohol.
okay. 4.
We going real
I
time
mean,
right now?
I've had 3 IPAs.
You
and I finished
you
your
have
Happy.
been, no, that was barely any Happy. You barely had any Happy.
Zach, you got a question for me?
So a lot of the, I don't know if you call it backlash or some of the bad blood that hunters or outdoorsmen get. I think Nick and I have experienced a little bit of this, but whether it be peaking or getting to the climax of your experience, kind of in incorporating whether it be beer in your case, you know, some cases cigar, marijuana. Like, how do you combat those arguments against celebratory type of experiences and what that looks like for you, and have you even dealt with that?
Like, you asked me earlier in the pod about my most memorable, for lack of a better word, my most memorable kill. And I said it was the coyote that I shot this past spring. There's definitely a time and place to celebrate. I think that when you do peak or summit or reach the top of your goal or the top of your experience, whatever that may be in whatever case, that's not when you want to imbibe in anything, because you want that memory to be clear and crisp and sharp. You want to be able to, like I said earlier, honor and respect the animal, honor and respect the landscape, and just appreciate what you've accomplished. So like if, say I were to go out with you guys on a mountain, say we peak Eagle Cap, we come back down.
Man, that would be brilliant.
Wouldn't do a summit beer. I wouldn't do a summit smoke. But if we're out around the campfire that night, you know, that's the time to imbibe and relax and go into your inhibitions, whatever it may be in the case for each person. So it's more of, like, if some people are comfortable drinking on the top, I'm not. Some people are comfortable smoking before they go out, I'm not. Just because I want to be sharp and clear. Like I've stated, I am a concealed carry permit holder, so if I'm going to be going out and drinking or staying in and smoking, I'm not going to have that on me. Not for fear of what I'm going to do, but for how it's going to be perceived. God forbid I have to defend myself or my friends or my family. They examine everything. They immediately do a toxicology. They run all of that on you because that affects all of your decision making. So just regardless of the time and place, I also consider what I do personally to protect myself, and I take that into consideration when I do think about opening a beer. Mm-hmm. Like currently, my sidearm is laying on the floor unloaded on safety, and my ammo is in my pack.
You're safe.
Because I know that I'm under the influence of something, and I don't want to make a poor decision that could come back and bite me. Mm-hmm. So it's all time and place. You have to be aware of your surroundings, aware of who you're around, that kind of thing.
I'm going to put down in large letters, keeper.
There's a lot of different aspects of why I'm appreciative of having Brady on tonight.
Hell yeah.
Because it's not just outdoorsmanship and being outside and stuff, but concealed carry, and you're, correct me if I'm wrong, relatively new to the game when it comes to hunting, but the fishing aspect, being a father, being a husband, how to prioritize your time, and caring about, like, you genuinely care, like when I hear you talk, you genuinely care about doing the right thing when it comes to abiding by the rules. And
family.
Yes.
I want to follow all laws, rules, and regulations to the best of my ability.
That sticker?
Unless they are completely unconstitutional and I can prove that.
Right.
Like, you know, I go and I drop off my son every day to school this month, and I've done my research regarding concealed carry in that aspect, and it's completely legal to do that. Even though I am concealing onto school grounds, I'm allowed to drop stuff off. I'm allowed to drop off my kid and pick him up without undoing everything. And I've looked up the RCWs and the whack laws and everything in Washington State regarding that.
They're pretty whack.
They are. That's why they call them whacks.
Nick nailed it.
Regardless of whether you're going to carry, you're going to hunt, you're going to fish, you need to be aware of the rules and regulations and know where you're at, what area you're in, what river system you're on, what area you're hunting, what animals you're targeting, because, like, just for example, my father-in-law has a doe tag. He can only shoot a white-tailed doe, and it can only be in a certain areas, and there's only a 3-day season. It's very specific on how they do it. So he needs to stay up on it. We were just up hunting for the 3-point minimum, mule deer or whitetail.
Okay.
But we saw 2 groups of does, and both of them were in protected areas. So we went back and looked at the regulations because doe season is coming up. Mm-hmm. We wanted to see if we could go back to that area and bag one of those does. We can't because they're in a protected area. Okay. So we don't go and we hunt that area.
I'm going to add another question.
Nick makes it all formal.
You got a question for me, Zach?
Well, I've just got to say, like, I'm wrapped up on questions, but
right.
I remember the first interaction that Brady and I had. I was actually having a pretty crappy day. I had dropped my phone the previous day in a way where it fell on the ground in a way where it jacked the whole inner system up. So my phone was unfunctional. We had already...
It.
Pardon?
Maybe that's it.
What's up?
That's what created the waves. It's just like...
It's possible. But it hit... The ground hit the phone in a way where it jacked it up where it was not functional. You and I had already had planned... Well, between the two of us and families and having Hudson over, was going to come over. And so my my one shot to get it right with Brady was like being under this attitude of, I had a terrible night, morning, and now we're kind of reconnecting, and
feels good, right?
It's good. So, thank you for the Shoutout redemption, the second shot.
Welcome,
but
dude.
we're gonna.
I believe first impressions they're important, but you have to give someone a second chance always.
I appreciate it.
So
you could tell my stinky attitude, though, right?
For sure.
Honestly, if I'm being square with you, I can't recall meeting you the first time.
I'm not impressionable. I guess I could take that as well.
And I'm also very forgetful. I've been that way since a kid. It's not just the marijuana use. I've been that way since a child.
Okay.
So
take my blessings and just roll with it.
But after this podcast, I will not forget you. If I run into you in Winco, what's up, man?
Right?
You won't find me in Winco, but I get
That's
you.
the place to shop, though.
Costco?
Costco, I love Costco.
I've never been. I've been once my whole entire life, man.
To Winco?
Yeah. Am I missing out? No.
It's all about Winco, man.
It's the produce, though.
I don't like
everything.
I don't like crowds, and people know that, so I'm good.
The nice thing is Winco is open 24 hours.
But then people get shot there. Remember that one? And
that's why you can steal it.
We're not in Chicago.
We're not in Chicago,
no,
but
a lady did get shot.
That lady did get shot.
Winco.
That crazy man. Yeah. So my question, besides saying, you're a keeper and everything else, that's a statement, right? Indica or sativa?
Depends on the time of day. If I'm going to go mow the lawn, I'll take a little baby hit of sativa.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to Netflix and chill, it's indica.
Okay,
but it
Netflix
also depends on price of stuff too.
Netflix and chill, though, does that mean like the actual Netflix and chill?
PG or R-rated?
I'm saying X-rated.
I mean, take it for what you will. There's some nights where Netflix and chill is Netflix and chill.
Okay.
There's other nights where Netflix and chill is just Netflix.
It's like you go to sleep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, flower, vape, or dabs?
Oh, dabs are scary.
Okay.
They're very scary.
I'm gonna mark
It's a
that off.
marijuana podcast? I didn't get that.
No. But this is good. This is what I wanted.
I think I'm your guys' only reference for it, so.
Right now.
Oh, you think?
Right now.
He's
Wait
got-
until we get another
He's
person.
got references for sure.
Wait until we get another person.
Hey.
So,
Nick and I have different varying views
We do.
on the
But-
ganja.
but hey, the ganja though, man.
That's okay, though, as
Brady
long as
set
you're
it up
accepting of
though.
everyone.
Brady set it up for
interesting-
you to be open.
The interesting thing with Nick and I, though, the common denominator is mental health, right?
Mental health.
So we've
I
seen
do
what,
have to comment, though. You guys have differing views on the ganja, but I count 4 green to go coasters on the table. So, just throwing that out.
I would gladly put my drink on it, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
They were they help
Gift.
us out.
Yeah.
They help us out.
Greeny go.
Well, your favorite taco truck is parked in front of the wellness shop,
Conte,
right?
but we can't shout them out anymore. Well, we can, but we can't. I just
I
decide
don't wanna
not
get into
to.
that,
But flower, vape,
Flour,
flower,
and even then, limited amounts.
pipe, or doobie.
Uh,
I'm so my
something
age.
involving water, just because it's so much nicer to your lungs.
Okay. So okay. All right. So if we ask you to be on the podcast again, would you come?
Do you have to ask?
No. Wow.
It's
okay.
an automatic yes, man. As long as I'm free, I'm here.
Zach,
yeah. Absolutely.
what are your thoughts?
For sure.
It's pretty cool
Like we
to-
referenced earlier in the podcast, like some type of red band. Like I don't like doing the Rogan thing, but some type of.
We're not doing Rogan. I didn't even mention Rogan. You guys have.
He sounds angry, but just some type of
comment.
routine where it's like, hey, we bring on Brady
Yeah.
X amount of times, if not more than that.
I mean, I don't want to dive right into your guys' stuff and get all in the middle, but I'd be happy to be on every other episode, every 3 episodes, or, when you need an extra ear, an extra
All I have-
opinion.
I appreciate it.
Or I'll pop in for 15, 20 minutes and pop out.
That's
Yeah.
the other thing.
If
We also
the
don't
lady,
want it to be
opinion.
a burden. So
yeah, if the lady
I'm happy to do
allows
it.
you to go on the brewery tour /
We'll figure it out. As long
go
as it's
peek
planned,
somewhere.
dude, as long as it's planned, we're good.
Okay.
It just can't be off the cuff like the week of.
Dude,
that
Not
doesn't
gonna
work.
happen.
Yeah, yeah.
we're not friends anymore then.
Like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, definitely.
Okay. So overall, well, first, when are we able to go to the cabin? Like the crew.
Let's go. Let's figure out a time. Let's wait until we have snow in Bluewood and they're open
Zach,
so we can go snowboarding.
you down to go to the cabin?
Absolutely.
They got a sleeping
Bro.
cabin up there, so
Dude,
Make it happen.
you will fall in love with it.
Yeah, I just gotta ask.
You ask?
No,
I'll be like, hey,
But both of you guys-
Alice.
both of you
Alice.
guys know, right?
What? Would you want to go
I can't
on the
talk about
same
it. No,
weekend
I won't bring it
as
up on air. It's been on
your
my.
kid or no kid?
I'd bring Hudson,
Okay.
but it's the.
No.
So that's the other thing. It's like the next factor. It's like I don't.
No, it would just be us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
yeah, we can definitely do just a
And then get
like,
shitty.
just our 2
Shitty
families.
Shitty on
No.
Dayton.
No.
Or
Us-
not Dayton, but
Our 3
Waitsburg.
families can go up.
Yeah.
and have
Okay.
a great
Okay.
time.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
But get shitty.
No, we'll stop and pick up a couple of growlers at Lot Nepper. We'll get a few growlers.
But there's
from
another
Chief
one in
Springs.
Dayton, too,
yeah,
right?
Chief Springs.
Yeah.
Fire and Irons.
Get some pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The thing I like about their pizza is they do the sauce, all of the toppings, and then the cheese. So it's not the toppings on the cheese; it's the cheese on the topping.
You think? You think my?
It's interesting, but it's so good.
What's the name of the place?
Chief Springs,
go.
Fire and Irons.
Okay.
They're 2 separate buildings. They have a brewery and then a pizza place. But if you go into the brewery, you can order pizza and everything there.
Okay.
So what about local brewery tour? Would you want to go?
Yeah, I'd be down.
It seems like you're pretty knowledgeable on the beers.
You can go hit up Iconic, White Bluffs. There's a bunch of tap houses around here too.
Yeah, we already solidified that one.
Okay.
Lazy River.
Lazy River's the other one. Laptour?
Latnapur.
Laptour?
It's not a tap house. a
It's
brewery.
not, but I think
We need to hit it.
Horn Rapids is trying to rejuvenate. I think what we're seeing in Horn Rapids, if you're from the Tri Cities, is a rejuvenation of a part of town that's.
Yeah.
They're trying to roll some pages over, man. So Iconic. When we drove past there, dude, you couldn't park anywhere. And then Hudson and I, well, he had to wait in the car, kept it running to girl in and grab the 4-pack.
Yeah.
4 people. Iconic. There's 200 people.
Yeah.
I know they have an event, but dude, White Plus, you got to turn it on because there's something happening, man.
Iconic is bringing it, and we're stating it loud and clear. And for us to be beer connoisseurs, Iconic has it going.
They do. They have the vibe, but they don't have the quality that Bluffs has yet.
But man, they got that nightcap.
You also have to give Bluffs a little bit more credit because they've been around longer, right?
True.
So they have a little more experience in making and brewing, and not saying that the brewmasters are one's better than the other because I don't know either of them. Haven't had a lot of beer from either place, but I'm just based on years open. White Bluffs has been around longer.
True. What are you doing next Sunday?
Oh boy,
Next Sunday's Halloween, bro.
Oh, it is Halloween.
But what are you doing before that?
Oh my god!
The day before that, I'm having my son's birthday party.
Oh, that's right.
No, Saturday.
5-year-old.
Saturday, it's his birthday.
The 5-year-old.
No,
the
the
Soon to be
1-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Ren, he's such a lovable kid.
Ren's birthday is before Halloween, and Red's birthday is before New Year's.
Man, I can't believe it's been a year already. That's
Right?
crazy.
Flies, man.
So
just flies away.
So how you feel overall? Is this laid back? Is it like? Do you think we came down as commies? What?
Dude, you guys have been great. As far as myself, like the first maybe 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, I could feel that I was red in the face. I was blushing because I was like, oh, I've never really been on a mic before. But I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying this. I would definitely like to come back if y'all are willing to have me.
I'm going to tell you something. No homo. You're a natural.
Oh, well, thank you.
Zach always was like, when I say no homo, he's like, oh, God. But, hey.
We dealt with some adversity at the beginning of this before launching the
Yeah,
episode,
but
so I'm glad
dude,
we were able to...
it's crazy.
It's awesome.
I
think
got all the technical issues figured out. And it's
We?
You.
Esteban.
I can't take any credit for that.
Esteban
You and
too.
Esteban figured that out. And
But, hey.
hammered that home.
You know, I didn't want to come across as being a commie and say, hey, all phones to the side.
No, and I get it. Whatever makes the audio better for the listeners, I'm all about it.
Because we did it. We did it Thursday. We did it live.
I didn't get it.
And we didn't get that much.
I don't understand.
It's college football.
No.
It's college football.
It may have been 3 phones in the room instead of just 2.
It could have been.
And it could have been
Something else.
Zach.
was thinking
It
about
could have
it.
been his phone, his iPad, and his computer. Like,
My personality.
if you guys knew Zach, he comes prepared. And you know what? I'm not dogging him. Not dogging him. But he has everything going, whether it's football, baseball, hockey. He has it all. And you know what? I got to thank him for that. But when somebody says on my brand new computer, it says, dude, it's a blown speaker, I'm like, oh, heck no.
Right.
I will take credit for that because it sounded like one.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
It sounded like 2 microphones competing
So-
against each other or blown
Dude,
speaker. One of the 2.
oh my goodness.
A simple restart fixed everything.
It did.
So overall, how was your experience on the podcast, dude?
On a scale of 10, I'd give it a 12. I had a blast, man. Like
Are you
this
considering-
exceeded all my expectations and more. I was really looking forward to it.
Is it because how
And I'm
professional
happy.
I am?
It's how professional you are, how much fun you guys are together, how much fun we had, the topics we covered. I got to voice myself a little bit. I'm
That
excited to
sticker,
go
though.
more.
That sticker, though.
That big OG sticker.
Well, not
It's
this.
rock
No,
on
it's
focus.
that grandpa shark sticker.
shirt sticker? It's wonderful. It's the green grandpa shark from Baby Shark.
Right?
I'm loving this thing. I'm going to keep it on all night.
Do.
Baby
Shark do.
Hudson-
Zach, how you
Hudson
feeling,
loved
bro?
that. He loved that show. I'm
Did
feeling
he?
great, man.
You doing?
Episode.
We can go for like another
9.
4 hours.
We could, but
Easy.
people might start checking out.
But you know,
Mom and Dad are like, when are you going to wrap this up? We got kickoff.
but mom listens to it when she sleeps. So it's
She does.
going to be a whole week for her.
Yeah.
True.
She added
that.
us. I saw it. I was like, click. Okay,
Yeah.
accept.
Mom and Dad are on the gram. I'm proud of
I
them.
didn't see Dad though. What's that?
He's always been on there. He's just been inactive. And so I'll send him stuff.
Yeah, but
I'm like-
where is he at?
He's like me, doesn't post anything.
He needs to holler.
Yeah.
He needs to be like, hey, Nick, here we are.
Yeah. Oh,
This
he'll
is
start
Joe.
calling you out. Oh, he'll start calling you out.
Yeah? So
Have you
Ap-
checked your DMs right now? He's
no,
probably already. No.
So after this episode, Zach, since you know this is our show, what would Dad say? It's a hashtag, dude. It's a shirt in the making. What would Dad say?
I get it. WWD.
Hashtag.
WWDS.
DS.
What would Dad say?
What would Dad say?
We need to come up with a shirt like that.
What
How
would
about-
Dad? You don't tell him secrets.
I think my dad would appreciate the dynamic aspect of
Yeah.
the episode and having somebody else on. First guest episode.
First guest.
Highly anticipated, right?
Yeah.
I think it's something that you and I both wanted to have.
Dude, for the longest time.
We wanted to have it much earlier on,
Oh,
right? It didn't happen.
Very much
You guys
so.
had to establish yourselves, though.
Correct.
You had to establish
Yeah.
your podcast, and then you bring guests in, because you don't just want the whole thing to be about guests.
Correct.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why I appreciate... Okay, he's coming back tomorrow, correct?
He's coming back forever. Him and my brother, man, they've been a big supporter.
I've appreciated it.
Yeah, and I tell them all. So
Yeah.
Matthew, Brady,
How about
Brady.
Your dad? How about your dad?
he
Henry,
finally,
shout out.
He finally followed. That's kind of weird. I don't know if he's listening though. If he does, he knows he shit himself. But everybody knows. The listeners know that, dude. Like, I'm serious, but to an extent. There's a time and place.
Right.
And when I want to act a fool, I'm going to act a fool. But if I
Absolutely.
want to be serious, dude, meet me on the mountain. I'm serious. I don't act a fool, because one thing I don't want to do is put Brady, Zach, or anybody else I go with, Sean, or whomever. I don't want to put them in jeopardy. It's
Which
all
you have
business.
mentioned before on the pod.
Yeah, I don't mess around and find out.
Safety-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Safety's always first.
Speaking of safety, I think next week we will be talking about safety and
Breaking
other
news.
Other things. It's that time of year.
Episode 10?
Episode
Yeah.
10.
Well,
That would be a perfect time.
I
That would
say
be a perfect
10, quote unquote.
Yeah. It'd be either Sunday morning or, well, yeah, Sunday morning.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's not
we'll
make
talk
a
about it.
commitment.
But it's that time of year.
Absolutely.
That I lost someone close to me, and I think it's time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm so focused on safety, whether I'm drinking beers or not.
I
It's
think
time.
I think you and I will certainly dive deep into that, and
2 years.
from a mental standpoint, going off on a trek like the one that you're referencing, I think we'll get into that. But dude, Brady, I've appreciated having you on.
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate you guys having me. It's been a blast.
Refreshing
Bro.
Perspective, and thanks for tolerating Nick with me for
For real.
What is it? 4 hours?
Bro,
I think we're
don't
going
know.
on
I don't even know how long this
I think
is.
We're
we're
going
just
on
about
3.
to 3, yeah.
3 hours?
We're about
Oh,
three.
okay.
But it's a marathon.
That's
I'm
awesome.
not saying who, but it's a marathon.
I think we've just about doubled your guys' longest.
No.
Well, we've had. I think we had a 2 hour. one.
Almost
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
Almost 2. Good job,
pushing-
though,
we're
Brady.
pushing
Good job,
past,
Brady.
yeah.
But, dude, you brought it. I'm proud
Thank
of
you.
you, bro.
I'm happy to
It was
happy
easy.
to be
For
here.
you being a
Seamless.
young buck and me being an oldie, you sure did a damn fine job.
Absolutely.
It's
But
been
hey,
a blast.
the brewery tour, we will have you back.
Yeah.
We're going to create a dynamic aspect to the cast. Just wait for it. But we appreciate all of you joining us. Episode 9 off into the fields. Until next time.
Yes.
Right? Miles, Mounds, and Brews.
Adios.
Hey,
and
Nick. When's the video coming, bro?
Ooh, that's
You want-
off.
you want
but
that
I'm
video?
going to shout out Esteban
Yeah,
for
I
the
appreciate
last
him.
minute
I appreciate him.
call. Man, I appreciate him, man. I love that family. Celinda. Dude,
They're so nice.
they are. They're beautiful. And you know what? They said that they'll party with me.
They're coming iconic?
They'll party with me.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
I
man.
appreciate
For sure,
being
dude.
your
Hey,
first guest, and I
until
feel
next
honored.
time, Miles, Mountains, and Brews, episode 10 coming up fast. Thank you, and get outside. Love you all. Peace.